welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and as always, I have a very special guest for you, Andre Lewis, founder and curator of Camp Bed-Stuy. He'll be with us for the next 30 minutes. Stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus
TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered.
Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. Like I said, I have a very special guest for you, Andre Lewis from Camp Bed-Stuy. He's our guest. So welcome to the program.
Thanks so much for having me. Thanks so much.
Well, it's great to have you here. We love having people who are doing things in the community, especially when it's for the community. So that's definitely important. So let's go straight into it. Well, let's talk about Camp Bed-Stuy.
Oh, well, Camp Bed-Stuy is a baby of mine. It's my only child, but it's over 110 children from the ages 4 through 14 who join together in a community called Bedford Stuyvesant. So it's called Camp Bed-Stuy, and the program really focuses on bringing innovation, disrupting this space in terms of the level of children programming and the cost differences with some of our counterpart programs. But really bringing it all together, non-traditional experiences for children ages 4 through 14, and we do it over 8 week period of time.
That's not too bad. That's actually pretty good. So, rewind a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
You're from Bed-Stuy. You
No,
represent
no,
Brooklyn.
no, 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 no,
You're
no,
from
no.
Brooklyn.
No, I'm from Flatbush, Midwood. I'm,
Okay.
very Brooklyn College, Midwood Hornets. Yes.
So how did you end up deciding? Let's talk about when you actually conceptualized
I see you're digging all right in. Okay, great. So, well, it began in about age 16. It actually began when I always credit my teacher, one of my favorite teachers, Miss Ed Mead, for allowing me to sell. But she didn't allow me, but I didn't get in a lot of trouble for selling candy. I learned the art of kind of entrepreneurship from grade school, where I actually sold candy. And to other classmates, and I made a business. I was known for always starting the next pen company, drama club, whatever it was. Some other things were successful. Anyway, over the time, I launched several businesses. Anyway, from a cleaning company that was very successful, was one of the largest minority-owned Groupon vendors, selling over 920 vouchers on Groupon, making a lot of money, and working in the nonprofit sector, and starting new ideas, and losing money, and wonderful things like that. But now Camp Bed-Stuy is born, and it came out of all those wonderful experiences, both working with children and doing all the social ventures that were focused on, say, for instance, green cleaning, that type of thing. So it's always a sort of a mission to our work.
Okay, so it's actually a lot because you really took a bunch of experiences
and put it in one box.
Put it into one box.
Well, not a box, a bag, a sack. It's a boutique experience, really, for children because it really allows parents the options like robotics and fencing and bocce ball. Soccer, we focus on soccer, traditional basketball, traditional camp activities like cheering and camp rallying and going up to Bear Mountain and going out to resorts and horseback riding and zip lining and it just goes on at Camp Bed-Stuy. So it's a boutique experience, a non-traditional experience. Exploratory experience for children ages 4 through 14 again.
So what made you decide to go in the avenue with children?
Children, I mean, it's sort of like, they're our future. I started off as a kid, so I always had that kid-like experience coming into the business and always thinking about what was important. But I also do a lot of market research. I focus on things that people need. So believe it or not, cleaning people's toilets make a lot of money if you got the right clients, because they very rarely call you. And so I spend a lot of time on the business matrix, and that leads me into my consultancy, which is grassroots practice, which works with organizations such like MEM Foundation, Mahalia Isadora Miller Joy's Foundation, that wonderful work she does with young women in Central Brooklyn. That's one of the projects that I work with through that avenue. So when you think about me, it's just one big caboodle.
Of course, absolutely. So what kind of describe the experience? I know you really talked about some of the great different things, activities that you could do.
Right.
Kind of elaborate on it for a parent at home who may be interested, to want to get their children involved.
Okay. Oh, so you want me to do direct advertise? Okay. So one of the wonderful things we do at Camp Bed-Stuy for parents is that, once again, our fees are balanced in terms of in terms of you could come in at our top rate, which is in-season rate, and you can come in lower than that. If they wanted to sign up, they would come to one of our information sessions. They would meet with us there, but our program is online. So, about 60% of our enrollment takes place online without ever meeting us, which is very weird. But most of our parents are through recommendations, and that's www.campbedstuy.org, and that's our website, and you can register and find out more information there about Camp Bed-Stuy.
Absolutely. But for those watching who definitely are making a decision, because of course, this is the time where everyone's being targeted. I don't have any children, but I have a lot of friends, our parents.
Right.
And this is the time where they're like, what are we going to do with the kids during the summertime? What are we doing? After school programs or just kind of what to do. What would really set them apart to make them choose you?
Oh, well, part of it's me, because I'm like, I keep it real with parents. It's an experience. We're going to do what our children should be afforded, but not always, okay? In communities which are diverse, that are changing, we're open to that. We have a very diverse program. We have Japanese kids. We have Asian kids covering the whole spectrum, and then we have Russian kids, German kids, and of course we have the Jamaicans, the Trinidadians, so it's an interesting makeup. It's a little bit of, it's Brooklyn. It's really Brooklyn, but it's in a very central space, which is different and very brownstony and and we're going to knock on that door. We're going to open up innovation to our, because we're near, Crown Heights and Park Slope and Park Street Heights and Brooklyn Heights, and these are things that, their kids are afforded. And so one of the things Camp Bed-Stuy looks at programs that are generally $6,000 and $7,000 or for the summer.
Wow.
Yeah. So we look at those things and we say, hey, we're going to pull that, very expensive fencing instructor or that robotics program where you have to spend a lot of resources in, making sure that you have the top-notch equipment. It's definitely, what would make us different is just that I believe that we're very disruptive and we're very different, and I think you could find, just about anyone could find something that their child will love and that would last them a lifetime.
That's very true. Because a lot of great memories.
Yeah, memories.
Camp,
yeah.
And those things that you can't really buy. Those are experiences that really you carry through for life.
Right.
But what about those parents who are sitting at home thinking, I could never afford this?
Oh, well, then you should be my friend. No. We offer scholarship options. So one of the things that's coming up in May is our gala. So we have our gala, which you can definitely find. It's a paid gala. Wonderful, because Camp Bed-Stuy acts like, we're a Fortune 500 camp now. We have that potential. But we fundraise through interesting methods, we consider our parents that enroll in our program, we consider all parents investors. So, they're investors in their program, in this program called Camp Bed-Stuy.
Well, that's great. So talk about the gala, because definitely you want people to come out.
The gala. So the gala is a wonderful time for young professionals to come out and join our movement. Of course, the more you invest in Camp Bed-Stuy, the more you get out of it. And that's the way we think about it, even though we haven't thought of a matrix yet on how that will work. The gala is a great time for anyone. CampBedStuy.org. The gala is our 501c we're in the process of getting our 501c3, and so that's a process in which will allow us to attract individuals and corporate. We're not doing government, we're not really seeking that level of support. We're looking to own our product and own our work and continuously change, and that's what we're doing with that.
All right, great. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, sitting here with Andre Lewis. Hey. So let's talk a little bit about, moving forward.
Right.
There's big plans, 2017.
Yes,
it's a good year.
Yes. It's a bright year at Camp Bed-Stuy, and we're excited about that.
Of course. So how has the experience been from the time you launched it to now, and how close to the original vision are you still on course with?
It's continuously changing. It's interesting. I mean, I started it as an academic program because I thought parents would want wonderful. They were like, "Oh, child, no, 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 no. Our kids need social development. Our kids need to learn through fun, and we need to bring innovation to the table. And we have to think, what these experiences, such as zip lining in the Hamptons for a child who has a wonderful mother who makes six figures top, but she owns a house and she's paying that mortgage. How could she afford to do all the wonderful things like have her child playing fencing and bocce ball and all those wonderful things that cost so darn much out there for parents.
And that's one of the big concerns is the cost.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why I brought it up in the first segment, because there's a lot, and we know even though our community is changing, there's still a lot of people. That's the reality of it.
Yes, across the spectrum, that is. We do scholarship. Our scholarship program is one of the things that our gala supports. So the gala is 100% of the gala proceeds actually go to children in need. Our outlook, our focus this year is for children who are living in families who are living in homeless shelters, and so we have a relationship with a shelter in Bedford Stuyvesant that we're working with, and two others that we're pursuing for this year's gala.
Well, that's really interesting. And I know offline when we were speaking, you were saying that one of the methods that are really important to you is homelessness.
Yeah.
So let's kind of talk about that, because it's a really good tie-in of how
Shelter Town. Let's talk about homelessness in New York City. It's a damn shame, it's something that people are not taking very seriously. It's something that can affect anyone regardless of who you are and where you are. Look at the families who went through Sandy, and what if you didn't have family here? You were homeless. You might have had to stay in that shelter for one night or two nights because you couldn't have your home. You were homeless. You never know what might happen. I think our legislators are working really, really hard, and they have a lot of, people to appease, particularly their votership base. And so I think the people who are saying no shelter near my house are forgetting the fact that they might one day have a house here and they might need a shelter. So that ticks me off, because there are almost 60,000 people sleeping in our shelters every night. 60,000 people living in our shelters every night, I said. So that's something that I think, God, that's a lot of people. And then they criminalize them. And so they say, well, if you're in the shelter, something is wrong with you. And why did you get in this situation? And then, no, it's not always that. The shelter serves working people. The shelter services children who are in the classrooms every day. A matter of fact, the DOE said, the mayor spoke about how much, or the deputy mayor spoke about, one of them spoke about the fact that they saw more homeless families being challenged by being homeless and having a child in the system. So the percentage of people who are sending their kids to our New York City public schools who are faced and challenged with homelessness is growing in this city. It's growing across bed. It's growing with men who are over 50 and have no place to live. So where are we going to house them if there's no place right now? And what should we do with the place we have? Because that's what it's going to be. Ultimately, we're going to start housing people on top of people until the problem is solved.
That's what you would like to see happen.
Well, that's what the word is happening. That's what de Blasio is doing. He's basically saying, okay, girls, complain about it. Wonderful, I understand. But guess what? My priority as mayor is to house these people. Because guess what? If you don't house them, they're going to rob the portion of them that are, challenging our society. But there's no Trump situation now. You know what I'm saying? But I think that we need to think about who the population is and where the spaces are. Listen, yes, we're going to house people on top of people until we solve this problem. That's what's happening. And, unfortunately, it's not always the people we love. But guess what? They're homeless. They fall into this status, and this is the work we're doing. Commend de Blasio for that. Commend Diana Richardson for her position. She's saying, hey, how can we work together on this? And that's really, really great about what she's been doing over there. I really salute her for really taking her stance on there. That's right, Diana Richardson. And once again, the mayor's office for really saying, hey, guess what? Okay, 30 days, yes, you didn't get your notice, you don't feel comfortable. Guess what? We have to house these people.
And it's true.
Yeah.
Especially in the wintertime.
Yes.
I mean, you see it, just even riding the trains, you'll see one cart after another. Sometimes two or three of them coming around.
Yes.
There's people coming, giving sandwiches, giving water, giving different things for the homeless. So I think I don't ever get offended by it.
But that word doesn't mean what it sounds. You say how you said the homeless. That's not what they say. They said this child's homeless. These men over 50 who just homeless. You know, they're stigmatized. Then they're further criminalized because, you know, guess what? No one wants to have a shelter next door to them. But if everyone's going to choose, they're going to